Hello, and welcome. My name's Rich. This is Champions Online, a game based on a pen and paper RPG called Champions, I think. I am playing this game because I think that it has a lot of potential and there's a lot to enjoy here. I'm going through, taking my time and paying attention to the story or stories that the game is telling me. Currently, so the character I'm playing is being shown up by somebody else in a jet fighter. Character I'm playing is Technical Issues, an electricity-based hero. We are currently on Monster Island, which is kind of a combination of things. So there's a faction of sort of beastmen types called Manimals, who were created by Dr. Moreau because I think that the island of Dr. Moreau is free under Creative Commons, so anyone can tell stories using the name. And that's what these guys have done. They have taken Dr. Moreau and moved him from Victorian period to the modern period. It's also kind of a kaiju island. So there's a gigantic dinosaur, really. Built a bit like on the same lines as a T-Rex or a Utah Raptor. So very, very long, bipedal. This one is a clone. Not quite sure what of, or at least it's been genetically created by an evil genius called Teleos. And he's somehow managed to cause it to breathe radiation as well, which is a bad time. So we'll be seeing dinosaurs running around that look like spiny, brightly coloured Utah Raptors of various sizes who will shoot us with beams of burning green stuff. There are also a couple of factions of humans on the island. There's Viper, who are a lot like Cobra from G.I. Joe or Action Man in the UK, or what are they in DC? There's a faction who very much like Snakes in DC as well, and I think that they might be called Cobra as well. Anyway, and there's also a group called Argent, although I don't know what that acronym stands for. I suppose I'll have to find an Argent dude and look at his character information. Now, I believe there should be some Argent chaps around here somewhere. This is a Viper compound. That's not who we're after. These are all birds. Aha! Argent. Advanced Research Group Enterprises. Okay, so ARG Ent. Argent. Known for its shady dealings and crime connections, allowing them to become a major player in the global underworld. Although exactly what it is that they do remains unclear. Although, to be fair, I suppose the same thing could be said about Viper as well. I mean, we've already disrupted a bunch of Viper operations We're actually supposed to be defeating Argent poachers, so let's do that. So, in Canada, Argent were trying to create psychic people, psychic super soldiers. In fact, I say trying. They were creating psychic super soldiers, and we disrupted their operation there quite badly. In the Southwest Desert, they were, I think, trying to recreate the serum that created Grond, which is Grond is a four-armed, tusked Hulk equivalent, or at least a mindless, destructive Hulk equivalent. So I suppose a bit like the Abomination. And the game hasn't given us any information about how Grond came into being. I mean, I had connected some dots in what I thought was a correct manner and come to the conclusion that he was a member of an underground sort of mole person race who had been heavily mutated by nuclear testing done in the 50s. But that doesn't appear to be the case, at least not according to the very, very helpful people at the Champions Online Discord, who told me that in the pen and paper RPG, at least, Grond's origin story was that he was a prisoner who had volunteered to go undergo humane testing, and from that point was extremely unlucky in that the nurse who was supposed to be injecting him got the chemicals wrong and injected him with something that caused him an enormous amount of pain. He sprung from the medical bed, I suppose, into a bunch more chemicals, and then stumbled out of the building into a parking lot, or was it a swamp? He stumbled out of the building and then got struck by lightning. Possibly a bunch, I forget. It was a few days ago that I asked. Oop. That was not the volcano on the island up here periodically spews huge chunks of rock out, and one such chunk just landed right next to us. Oops, accidentally pulled someone there. Oh well, never mind. Can't be bothered fighting them. I'm hunting for Argent. Now, quite why this huge area is defined as the Argent hunting ground when mostly it's full of Manimals, not Argent dudes, I don't know. Well, I mean, having said that, there are some here, I suppose. We've hit a rich seam. Two groups at once. Lucky us. So what Argent are doing is capturing Manimals and taking them to be hunted. They've taken down a droid that we helped, or well, we didn't help them. We took their salvage from them in a previous mission. Right, so what Argent are doing is that they are capturing Manimals of any variety, I think. So we've got cats, rats, birds. There are bears and stags as well, commonly, and they were led by a hyena boar hybrid until we took him out. And there is also a chimera who comes. So there's an open world mission up here, New Gornage, called Burden of the Beastmen, and the final challenge of it is a huge sort of griffin-looking asshole who is very difficult to defeat solo, at least with a glass cannon range DPS character like myself. So there are poachers running around trying to capture Manimals, and the large majority of Manimals that we encounter on the island are not friendly to us. However, that doesn't mean they should be left to be captured and taken to a hunting reserve to be the ultimate prey. For people who pay Argent, I assume, for the right to come and hunt them. So even though most Manimals on the island are anti-human, they hate humans, want to destroy us, I don't wish that on them. So we have just... Why do you need a tiny screen here if you've got a huge screen here? Oh well. So I've just taken out a bunch of Argent poachers. What we're doing now is breaking into Moreau's lab to steal mutagenic chemicals for a lab assistant rat Manimal who has asked us to help him because he is rebelling against Moreau. Now, spoilers, the rat has given us a quest called the Rat King, and now I've done this mission before. I have vague memories of it. Not recently. I have vague memories of it, so I'm pretty close to certain that the rat will betray us and try and have us taken care of. But given that this is an MMO and we are superheroes, or a superhero, I mean, I'm playing as a hero, but I myself am not one, and I'm also not in the game. So we are playing the role of superhero. And we also don't have... I don't think there are any missions in the game that let you actually make any choices. Oh no, that's not entirely true. There will be a choice later in Vibora Bay. Much later. But I can only think of the one, and it's pretty superficial. You make a choice between vampires and werewolves. There's probably some reference in the missions surrounding it to picking a team or something that will be making a reference to Twilight, because this game is 11 years old and that was topical at the time. And Cryptic and then Perfect World Entertainment, who own it now, have not been what I would call active in creating new content for the game. They did a bit. Perfect World are constantly creating new costume pieces, but there isn't ever any like mission content that's new, not that I'm aware of anyway. They do events sometimes, but I think that those events have been going for a while. Is this a physical object? Like, this obviously is, but is this? Yes. I can go up inside it, but I cannot escape the cone of silence once I am within it. I mean, I guess that they want this visual, like, effect from the light sources. And it does look cool, but making it a physical cone is a bit odd. Anyway, so we are superheroes. We don't really have very much choice in the matter of... we just get handed missions or quests, I suppose, if this were a fantasy. We just get handed missions. And we go do them. And then when we are betrayed, as we are occasionally, it's a huge surprise! And not something that we could have avoided if we were given any agency. Oh, come on. Get rid of the... There we go. So you can't interact with stuff when you're taking damage, and damage over time effects like bleed and poison count. Okay, that's just telling me that an auction lot has sold. Why are we in a cave now? It has been a while since I've done this mission, but I didn't think that we left the lab complex for a cave system. Oh well. So, Manimals. We haven't seen any good ones. Well, I say good ones. Ones on the human side of things. So far, this stream. But there are some out there. They're not all human-hating. The ones that are amicable towards humans live in a settlement called New Gornage, which I indicated earlier on the map, on the outside map, but which we can't see Oh, hold on. Can we go to any kind of... No. I was hoping that there was like another layer up that we could go to with the map, but apparently not. How many have we... Okay, so we've only got one left. One barrel of mutagen left to acquire. Which we'll probably manage to get... Oh, it's over there, isn't it? There we go. But once we've got it, this is another one of those missions where... What's this about? Where we don't actually have a handy exit in the last room. Which is... It would be frustrating enough on its own if that was just how missions were designed in this game. But the fact is, some missions in Champions Online do have exits in the final room. Oh, there's another guy. Where did he come from? I wonder what this is about. This looks... It's very green, isn't it? It's not lava. It looks nuclear. So the fact that there are some missions in the game that do have exits in the final room... oh, hello. Okay, so there are guards who are coming in from other parts of the complex who are trying to stop us. That's kind of unusual for the game. And so the fact that some missions in the game do have exits, and the fact that this one and a bunch of others don't, sort of heightens the disappointment that they don't all. Like, if none of them did, it would be annoying, but just kind of the way that things are. And you would have to just put up with it. But clearly someone who was making some of these missions was like, let's put an exit in the end of the mission just for convenience sake, so we're not irritating everyone that plays. And someone else, or perhaps a bunch of people, were like, nah, fuck them. Oh, another gorilla. Have some ball lightning. let's go do this as well. So I think that this mission, or the area in which it takes place, was added late in the production sequence of the game, since you just, when you're flying over this area or when you're traveling nearby, not necessarily flying because there are other travel powers in the game, when you're traveling nearby you just get handed a mission. Like, it's not an area mission that you get a little alert for down here saying you can accept it because you're in the right area. You get near it and then it gives you a mission to investigate. And the first time that you go in, because this is the third time we've gone into this particular Viper complex, you just wander around, kill some dudes, and leave. Well, not kill. I mean, this is a Silver Age style comic universe, so you knock them out with whatever it is that you're using, whether it be lightning or guns or poison magic or swords that cause them to bleed out. Also, like, stuff like that alert there, which wasn't capitalized. Like, this whole area is just pretty shoddily thought out, in my opinion, certainly compared with the rest. So that actually did have a capitalization on enter the base, but this is not capitalized. Return to entryway. You have to keep coming in and out of here, which is annoying enough on its own. But there are these dudes. Did I get the last one? Survey says yes. But there are also these computer terminals dotted around, and they're not useful in the first, or you can't use them. You can interact with them, but they didn't do anything in the first login invalid, access denied. In the first time you come through. The second time, all that you're doing is going around interacting with 5 of those. And now, in exactly the same location, we're supposed to come in here and destroy a tank. A new super advanced tank the Viper has been working on. Also, these patrols of invisible dudes are hugely irritating to me because they just spring up out of fucking nowhere. And that wouldn't be an issue on its own if not for the fact that they also drop smoke grenades that render them invisible again whilst they're inside them, because they drop cloak when they attack you by necessity, and that would be fine. They're visible, then you can target them and take them down pretty easily. But the grenades, the smoke grenades, really just heighten the oh, come on. Really just heighten the irritation. There's an item. I mean, quite why Viper would continue to use this base after they know it's been compromised. Twice. Not just once. It's been compromised twice. Not up the guards at all for the superhero that they know is coming. I mean, maybe this... No, this isn't up to guarding. We've not met any more resistance this time than we have so far, than we did last time. To Hangar Bay. Also, this is not the first time that we've been to somewhere deep underground that also houses large vehicles. Not only tanks in this, as in this case, but there have been in the Argent HQ in Millennium City, just huge helicopter hangar bays, apparently underground, or at least within a building, like on multiple floors as well, multiple identical floors, because they once they built one map they only needed the one, I assume. Can't waste too much time coming up with alternate layouts for different floors. I mean, who cares if you've got the tile set already built? It's too much work to come up with new layouts. I don't know quite what else they were doing with their time. At this point, 11 years on from the original creation of the game, it's probably a bit too late to ask. So I did say at the beginning that this game has a lot of potential, a lot going for it, in my opinion. There are also problems. Things to legitimately or not legitimately complain about. Oop, more of them. Okay. Luckily, once you start maintaining a power, you don't have to keep a target for it to... You don't have to have a target for it to keep going. So as long as they're nearby enough, when I start using Lightning Storm, doesn't matter whether they go invisible or not. And I know that I was complaining about them earlier, but you only occasionally get things lining up such that you have that window of time to get a target lock long enough to activate the power before they throw down the grenades. Especially if you've just been in a fight and don't have much energy left, you can't maintain an energy-hungry power like this for long enough to knock them out. That. Was I supposed to have been picking up more of the... explosive devices that I get from here. Demolitionist crate. Demolition charge. So presumably I won't actually have to fight the tank. I just find it and destroy the prototype, I guess. Which, I mean, will set Viper back, but if they've still got the plans and we don't do anything about those plans, they can still just redistribute resources to come and build it again. I mean, it's not like weapons manufacturing, where if you don't have a prototype ready and can't demonstrate its effectiveness, or like the thing breaks down during use, during effectiveness testing, that means you're out. Like, this is a privately owned and run initiative, and they've already done all of the planning, and like all of the planning is still kept in-house. They obviously felt once they got to the point of completing the planning that it would work and that they should build one. So, like, unless we remove all of their plans for the vehicle as well, we're not actually doing very much besides slowing them down and inconveniencing them, making them waste resources. Like, the reason that it was getting made is that they felt like from the designs it would be effective. Quite how I can destroy one of their tanks in the same hangar as these dudes and they won't pay any attention does always astound me. Like, as long as they're not personally being inconvenienced, doesn't matter. Oh, that's a dude who's inside a box. Like, sure, given the way that Viper operates, they probably will also execute the person who was responsible for overseeing the project and get someone else in. just destroying the tank, I really don't think will be enough. So I'm going to need to find... Oh, is that respawned? I'm sure I picked up a thing from there before. Or can I just keep reusing it? Oh well, unclear. It's a little reminiscent of... Well, no, not really. Just, it's the fact that it's a hover tank and it's got some big guns on it. And it's big and blocky. Is making me feel that it's a little bit like... Whoops. Oh, it's been destroyed. I was going to have a look down the barrel. It's making me feel like it belonged to the Space Marine Primaris dudes. Oops. Let me guess. Because there's more rooms. We're going to be sent in again, aren't we? And next time we're going to have to come to this set of doors. And the game will tell us when we get there, oh, we're not allowed, can't access. Return to Wells Pass. It's not that easy, is it? After all the complaining I did. This is so frustrating. Why does that make sense? And if there was an easy way out there, a door to the outside, why didn't I use it? I mean, the only purpose of going back in there the third time was to destroy the tank. Why didn't I just go straight to the bottom floor? Anyway, let's go get betrayed by the Rat Man. I mean, these are friendly at the moment because he's told them that we're allowed in. So at least getting in will be fairly quick this time. We don't have to fight our way through. But we will have to fight our way out. Even this guy's friendly. Alright, let's see how this happens. Ah, excellent. You've returned. Do you have the chemicals I need? You would have no idea how this will change the world for the better. Thank you, fool. Now I have the chemicals I need to devolve humanity into beastmen, so me and my Manimals can finally rule the world. What just happened? That shouldn't have... How did he get fired through the wall? weird. Some kind of strange power interaction. Oh, here he is, back again. Nope, now he's gone. Luckily, the mission is not to defeat everyone who is in here. So I can just fuck off. Oh, he's running back through. Now, I wonder... Oh no, that makes sense. I was about to wonder why Moreau would have chemicals that devolve humans, but part of his shtick is turning humans into Manimals. Like, well, that's his whole shtick, it's not part of it. It is the thing itself. So, of course, he has chemicals to do that. So, my question now, then, is why hasn't Moreau done this? Are Manimals sterile? Does he need human stock to get his population from? Also, in this, they've updated the story of Moreau slightly. He doesn't perform vivisections anymore, thank fuck. Instead, it's chemicals, probably genetic stuff as well. I wonder if I can leave without having to fight too many of them. He says taking out 6 or 9 at once. Oops, set myself on fire. That was clever. Now I probably am going to have to take on one of these groups, so let's take on the least irritating one. In the middle, without any villain level dudes. I always forget, so it's henchman, villain, 3 health bars is super villain, I think, and they don't have anything above that. Luckily there's no one in the way this time. Oops. Did they entirely not notice me? Later, suckers. So now it's just hand-ins. So last time on Monday, We're on Wednesday now, aren't we? Last time on Monday, I was planning on going to taking the submarine, which is this thing, I think, to Lemuria. But now I think I've changed my mind. I think I want to finish off the Monster Island stuff before I go to Lemuria, even though I am now of high enough level 31, to do Lemurian Crisis, which opens up Lemuria. I think I do want to finish this area first as much as possible, which I should be able to do. I mean, max level is 40, so I don't think that I'm going to cap out, reach a level beyond which there are missions waiting for me that I just can't take because I'm not high enough level, because you can take missions that are up to 2 or 3 levels above you. So even if I get to like level 37 here, and there are level 40 missions, I should still be able to take them, which would continue to give me XP because the missions are above my level. So I would still be able to get, up. Anyway, salutations, my esteemed compatriot. I'm currently occupied with some pressing experiments in my lab, within my lab in Millennium City. It's a relief to have someone like you to deal with this unfortunate Moreau situation. Bravo, my young friend. Alas, I fear we have not heard the last of Argent. Well, no, I mean, we've barely inconvenienced them here. I had a Manimal informer planted in Moreau's operation who, unfortunately, was discovered. He compiled a report for me, and now the pages are scattered within the confines of the feral holding pen. The informer is there too, with a big scar covering where his brain used to be. Surely it would be a scar covering his head, where he had a cranium, just like his cranium opened up. Like, is it a lobotomy? I mean, it has to be a lobotomy, right? Because otherwise he'd be dead. Like, you can't remove a person's entire brain. That just kills them. I've heard the gatekeepers hold the key to the pens. Keep an eye out for Zool, Vinz Clotho, and Gozer. Okay. So Zool and Vinz Clotho are gatekeepers in Ghostbusters. But Gozer is the god that they serve. Gozer the Gozerian. And no, hold on. Yeah, no, that's correct. Gozer's the weird being. I think the actress that played Gozer was a woman, but Gozer was supposed to just be like agender or of indeterminate gender. Gozer was the being that they meet through the gate, chilling out next to a pyramid, surrounded by clouds. The informant has been thrown to the ferals in the holding pen southeast of Moreau's lab. So there's a number of issues that I have with this. First being, you can't remove an entire brain from somebody and leave them alive. Related to which is the wording, a big scar covering where his brain used to be. That would imply that his head is caved in and is all scar tissue. Unrelated, second issue, it's fine to say that Zool and Vinz Clotho are gatekeepers, but don't include Gozer, because Gozer is more than that. Gozer is a god. Somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes! One of Moreau's rejects was so wild not even the feral holding pens could contain him. I speak of Wild Eye, a homicidal manimal escapee who roams the wild outside the holding pens, killing all in his path. This murderous manimal must be stopped. He is prowling the southern part of Wells Pass, on top of a hill next to a huge tree, training with other manimals. So hold on. If he's... well, homicidal wouldn't be correct, because homicidal would either mean killing all humans, or if you take the word literally, all homo... is it homo... does homo mean same? Homogeneous? Yes, it does. So either this Wild Eye, which might be a reference to Mad Eye of Harry Potter, if Wild Eye is homicidal, either that means he's killing humans or manimals. Not all in his path. Which I suppose does explain why he's training with other manimals. Unless that was supposed to be teaming, which would be a different meaning. Anyway, that's not really making very much sense. Now let's go hand in these other quests, missions, over here with Gideon H. Jones. Let's see if he's got any more for us. Aha! So Professor Ratso has been working on a side project of his own, eh? It's good that you found him out. Technical issues. Who knows what he was cooking up with those mutagenic chemicals. We've also done the King Snake prototype has been destroyed and Viper research has been set back by years. Well, not necessarily. I was hoping, well, not hoping because it would mean a fourth visit, but I was kind of, a part of me was hoping, for the sake of closing up the story, that we would be sent back a fourth time to wipe all record of the prototype. I mean, unless the second visit was not just finding out what was going on there, but also taking the files and deleting the originals. I mean, maybe we could assume that's what we were doing. Anyway, let's pick up these two missions from Mling. We're trying to piece together exactly what Moreau is up to, and the best way to do it is to retrieve his orders given to his most trusted lieutenants. That should be lieutenants, actually. Because I'm British, I should pronounce it a lieutenant. Look for Moreau's executors, who oversee each of Moreau's operations in the area. We have information that Dr. Moreau is working with Viper for money, technology, and protection. So the executors also could be Viper agents working for Moreau. They are around the dock area south of Moreau's lab, so you don't even know whether they're human or manimal. It's helpful. My friend Dr. Silverback sent medical supplies to the Manimals of New Gornage. but the equipment was stolen during a nighttime raid by Moreau's army. After these raids, the peaceful Manimals of New Gornage need medical supplies more than ever. I've heard they were scattered around the huts outside of Moreau's lab and near the pipeline. Okay, well, we can do that. And presumably once we bring them back to Mling, he'll pass them on. Hopefully we don't have to go all the way back up to New Gornage. Oop, there was an executor here. Let's see whether this guy will have different text. No. Got some attack orders. Let's go around this way. Recon orders. I don't know what this is. It's probably a crafting node that I just don't have the correct type of crafting to pick up, but it might just be a decoration. Anyway, so who's this? I was hoping that would be Wild Eye. No, that's a soldier. So where's Wild Eye? Does he patrol this area? And oh, there he is. Let's see what info we've got. Exactly the same info as an ordinary bear check. Okay. A little bit disappointing. Considering this is supposed to be some kind of one-of-a-kind dude. Does he have one eye glowing? No, both eyes are glowing. So quite why he's called Wild Eye. Does he turn good now? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Oops, just flown past a pair of air cavalry. Is that a woman? I think it might be. Yes. Well, good on Viper for being open to recruiting. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? Equal opportunities. Evil organization. Equal opportunities hiring. Although it doesn't seem as though any of these. So these look exactly like infiltrators, but they're called Viper Beastmasters. It doesn't look like there are any infiltrators who are female, but I suppose that would be quite a lot more work than we should really expect from Cryptic. especially given the things that we've seen so far. Like, it wouldn't even be that difficult. I'm pretty sure that you could recreate almost all of these costumes with female bodies. I mean, not all costume pieces are available. Oh, that was an executor. Okay. Not all costume pieces are available on both male and female. In fact, there are a number of female-only chest items that are bikinis, which personally I find a little bit disappointing. Oh, hey, there's Vin's Clotho. Personally, I find it a little bit disappointing that you can't equip male bodies with... hold on, I wasn't paying attention. Today, with more effective direction, more highly trained... Yeah, okay, that's exactly the same info as we would get. I don't know why I keep checking. I suppose I live in hope. So I do find it a little bit disappointing that you can't get bikini tops for the men. Like, but if you felt like saying that your male character wears a bikini top, like, I think you should be allowed to do that. In a game that has so many customization options for character creation, including not one but 2 tail sliders. Oh, my mysticism skill's not high enough. Oh, these are the things I'm supposed to be picking up, aren't they? For length and for thickness, and 2 separate wing sliders for whether you've got... Oh, I think it's 3 actually. Whether you've got feathered wings, insect wings, or butterfly wings. And an incredible number of sliders. Although one slider that I feel is missing is a slider that increases the waist size. So there's a slider for women labeled waist that increases hip width, but practically no matter what you do, the size of the waist here does not change. Like, if you change the volume of the character, like the overall size, like if you increase their height, volumetrically they increase in size, and so therefore so does the waist, technically, because everything is increased in size and it remains to scale. But I don't think that counts, really. So, like, no matter what you do, no matter how buff or slim you make your female character, their waist will always remain basically the same size. Which is another thing that really disappoints me. Because, yes, they're supposed to be superheroes. Yes, there's supposed to be... Oh, that was an executor. Physical paragons, generally speaking. But, like... the range of character types that you can create with the character creator exceeds the range of standard superhero appearances by quite a margin. And so the fact that you can't create a fat superhero, like regardless of whether there are any in comic books or not, regardless of the fact that you would be exceeding or going outside of standard... we've got a mission taking us to... Oh, never mind. This will make sense on me. Regardless of the fact that a fat superhero wouldn't fit within the bounds of a normal superhero, we are already beyond those bounds with what's available to players for character creation. So, are we supposed to go in here? No. So quite why you would draw the line at fat superheroes, or at least female superheroes who don't fit the hourglass shape stereotype. Because you can build pretty chunky dudes. You just can't build chunky women, apparently. Well, you can kind of. You can build very, very bottom-heavy female characters, but that's not the same thing. And just saying, well, character creation in this is much more flexible than you've got in DCUO or City of Heroes even. There is a small amount, a noticeable amount of difference between the customization levels available in this compared with City of Heroes, which does also have a pretty widely flexible character creation. Just because this is doing better than the competition doesn't mean it can't improve. How are these guys noticing me from so far away? Am I just getting closer than I thought I was? Oh hey, box of medical supplies. Let's go get it. I don't know why these guys are fighting, but I'm perfectly happy to take advantage of them. That was the defeat 150 of X type of person for this area, which will probably be a repeatable quest or mission, but which I won't be bothering to repeat because I'm already doing enough. Doing every other type of mission. Is that? I think it is. Which means I'll have to take out these guys. Why is a crate of medical supplies a quest objective hidden partially under the ground? Where am I supposed to be going for this mission? What's the point in this guardrail? Who is it for? This is completely the wrong scale. Did they just take a satellite dish asset and scale it up? Plonk it down and go, there we go, good enough. Fucking lazy. Ooh, what's this? This radio is locked onto a strange signal. From what you can tell, it's an endless stream of non-repeating binary machine code. What makes it even stranger is that according to the settings, the signal's point of origin seems to be on or near the surface of the moon. Expect that's a clue to something. I don't know what kind of beast he's supposed to be. And what he looks like is a bit like a Yeti. But he's got digitigrade feet. I don't know what's going on here. Like, there isn't anywhere else for me to go. I've got these bits of bunker clipping through the mountain, so you've got a completely useless interior here. Very nice. But there isn't anyone to pick up. There isn't an executioner to pick up treatment orders from. Unless these are people I'm supposed to be taking treatment orders from. Oh, there we are. So this is presumably the spawn point for them, where they start from. There we go. Well, this is a small bit of good news. Missed an is there, haven't you? The last it will probably be small consolation to my informer's next of kin. Sadly, some of these Manimals are better off if we put them out of their misery. Wild Eye was one such unfortunate creature. We haven't put him out of his misery. He fell over, went for a bit, and then got up and thanked us for calming him down and walked off. Taming the Beastmasters. There are no more pitiable creatures than Moreau's rejects, his demented, cast-off creatures confined within the feral holding pens. We have business there, friend, but we need to soften Moreau's defences. You've seen the Beastmasters patrolling around the pens? These are our targets. The holding pens are located along the coast, southeast of Moreau's lab. We've already completely fucked that place up. Like, we got in, spent some time there releasing Manimals that were in cages, picking up research papers? Picking up pieces of paper off the floor, beating up everyone that got near us, and now he's telling us that we need to soften up the defences. Like, this game just... I know that this is the sort of thing that's common in other MMOs as well. Any RPG where you can level up past the level of content that you're supposed to be doing, that just isn't able to take into account the fact that your character is way more, or could be, way more competent than it's expecting. But like... Why do it in this order? Like, that was definitely a mission that we couldn't have had before. That's higher level than the stuff that sent us there already. Like, why not do that mission first, then the ones that take us back there? Like, narratively that would make more sense. First, soften up the defences, leave, come back, beat more dudes up. But no. Outstanding work, technical issues. Just make sure you shower thoroughly later to make sure you didn't pick up any fleas, ticks or chiggers. And the only other mission we've got from him is Subsurface Send-Off, which takes us to Lemuria, which we're not going to be doing until we've completed Monster Island. Fantastic work. It seems Moreau's next experiment involves rhinoceros DNA. I don't like the sound of that. Neither do I. Particularly because I know that it's going to lead to a mission called rhinoplasty, which I have always struggled with. Let the healing begin. Thank you, my dear, dear friend. You've saved many lives today. Well, probably. I just don't remember what exactly it was I was doing. So here. And we're not high enough level to pick up the next mission from him. Okay. So we're going to... beat up Beastmasters. Who look exactly the same as infiltrators, but don't let their appearance fool you. Trust me, these are totally different dudes. I've actually got no idea what that attack was. It's unlikely to be orbital strike, because I know what that one looks like and it's different. Good work. Unfortunately, the Viper Beastmasters are only part of the problem. What am I supposed to do now? Fly around and look for more missions? Oh, that's Canada. Alright. Am I supposed to go to Lemuria now? Is that what the game is telling me? After I had resolved to not go there this time. Until I had finished all the missions for Monster Island. It is now telling me, no, in fact, you do have to go. Your mission. Oh yeah, lantern lighting. Alright, never mind. Does Father Elk have a mission for us? No. Alright. I guess we're at least opening up Lemuria. If not actually going there. Oh no, and the whole thing is shiny, not just the port on the top. Okay, guess we're going to Lemuria.
My name is Arvad, and this is Lemuria. Until recently, I was the ruler of this underwater empire. An empire that stretched back tens of thousands of years and once ruled all the lands of the earth. Until our ultimate weapon, the Mandragolor, backfired and sunk our entire civilization into the sea. The Lemuria I ruled was a peaceful place. But there are Lemurians who want to make war. They have aligned themselves with old gods, known as the Bleak Ones, who offer power in exchange for servitude. Now Lemuria is a place in turmoil, in a state of civil war, under attack by strange sharkmen called Carcharodons, and even the dead are restless. The humans have sent a submarine called the Edger to assist us. But we need more help. We need heroes. Will you answer the call?
I would have pronounced that Edger, but okay. Sell some junk. Jandabur. Is he someone who's related to someone we've met already? Hello, technical issues. Welcome aboard the Aegir. I'm Captain James Jandabur, the guy in charge of this oversized sardine can. Until sends us to hotspots all around the globe, and right now we got big trouble in Lemuria. Technical issues. You've come to us highly recommended. I hope you're ready to get wet, so to speak. Captain of the Until nuclear submarine, the Aegir, currently assigned to Lemuria with a mission to stop the Lemurian rebellion. Lemurians, serving ancient evil gods known as the Bleak Ones, seek to overthrow the current Lemurian leader, Arvad, and have vowed to kill anyone who resists. So that's not really information about Captain Jean de Boer. More about the situation here. Arvad is the king of Lemuria. He is not a Lemurian, but a member of an immortal race called the Empyreans, which are ancient enemies of Lemuria. For that reason, the Empyreans have labelled him Arvad the Betrayer. Arvad? Lemuria and the surface world has had a contentious relationship in the past, but recently we've been making great diplomatic strides, and Arvad certainly played a key role in that. The civil war threatens to destroy not just Lemuria's peace, but the peace between Lemuria and humanity. What is the Mandragora law? According to Lemurian law, the Mandragora law is an ancient doomsday device of unparalleled power, capable of sinking entire continents. It was created tens of thousands of years ago when the Lemurian Empire was at the height of its power, but the Lemurians underestimated the magnitude of the Mandragora law's terrible destructive potential, and were unable to control and contain it. The enormous weapon backfired and sent shockwaves so powerful it sank all of Lemuria into the sea. If enemies of Lemuria were to gain control of the Mandragora law, then the entire world would be in cataclysmic danger. Okay. Waiting to not exhale. Having trouble breathing in water, our scientists created a compound to allow you to breathe in Lemurian waters. I'll give you some, but it's in short supply at the moment, so I'm going to need you to collect components so we can create more. Collect coral and kelp along the seafloor just outside the Aegir and filament samples from the Lemurian rebels. To exit the Aegir and get into Lemuria, head just south of me towards those pools of water. Okay. This is an awfully large area for inside of a submarine. I mean, it makes sense, like, they will have access to materials for construction and engineering that would allow for super strong structures like this to be built, but this is still a lot of wasted space. I mean, yes, I understand why in the game this looks the way it does. It's so that you've got a hub to come back to for actually playing the game as a player, but like, this interior space doesn't make sense from any other perspective. We've got drift now, I think. Oh no. We're okay. Let's find out. Oh, he looks a lot like a Gadroon, doesn't he? Members of the ancient Lemurian race recently reverted to amphibious form after making a pact with the dark gods known as the Bleak Ones. Be careful, or these Lemurian tricksters will turn your own attacks against you. Let's make sure that these dudes who are under the water have a bad time when they come and have a go at someone who uses electricity. They just played an animation of him falling to his knees and then falling on his face. Doesn't make sense, does it? Okay, that animation makes sense. This probably a crafting node. Yeah, and I don't have enough in the crafting skill to be able to use it. Armed with an electrical trident capable of harnessing lightning, these are some of the Lemuria's most efficient and deadly warriors. Well, awfully lucky it is then that I also use lightning. The electrical powers of these amphibious enemies will prove shocking as they blast you and everyone around you. It's not such an issue for me. In fact, really, it helps. Oh, this is a big map, isn't it? And that's the Mandragore, I expect. I wonder what area we're restricted to during this, Oh, what's it called? Cataclysm. Crisis mission, that's the word. Yes, feed me lightning. Aha, here we are. Oh, I'm supposed to be getting bits of kelp as well, aren't I? Which ones are the kelp? Are these the kelp? Yes. Oh, hey. Oh yeah, I wanted to find out whether I could mount up my scorpion. I can! It works underwater. Which means despite having jets on the back, it's not air breathing. Oop. Well, I need to dismount to fight anyway, so hoping they wouldn't notice me. That's the thing about a three-dimensional environment like this. You can't... It's much more difficult to get around and avoid pulling enemies. I think he almost spotted me. Was that a fishwoman in a bikini? We didn't get very much of that splash screen, did we? I thought I saw this flash. I guess I didn't. Oh well. Good work. Just don't ask me about the science or to this underwater breathing compound. I am only a submarine captain, for heaven's sake. Nice lampshade hanging there. Amphibious assault. A few scouts reported that the Lemurians are forming a small army to assault Lemuria and kill anybody loyal to Arvad. Do what you can to weaken the enemy by defeating some of the revolutionaries and anarchists along the yellow coral shelf just outside of the Palace of Arvad. To get there, exit the Aegir and head to the northwest. Now, I understand that the revolutionaries in this case are bad news, but anarchists... anarchy doesn't have to be evil. Anarchy is a political ideology, the same as communism or socialism or conservatism. We've made contact with Baelrath, one of the Lemurians still loyal to Arvad. He wants to put an end to this civil war as badly as we do. Lemurian rebels are calling him the Blasphemer because he refuses to align with the dark gods known as the Bleak Ones. You can find him west of the Great Reef along the sea floor close to the ravine that leads towards the Caligineous depths. Okay, that doesn't really mean very much to me, but why doesn't this place have a map? Oh well. Greetings, my friend. I hope you enjoy your time aboard the Aegir. I designed this bucket of bolts. It's my crowning achievement as a submarine engineer. Okay, you don't seem terribly proud of it. Submarine designer and the brains behind Until's largest and most expensive nuclear submarine, the Aegir. I'm so glad you're here. There are some jobs my Until submersibles are simply not equipped to handle. Built Nord tough. Now, there was a mission way earlier in the Southwest Desert crisis called Built Third Tough, and I wonder whether I just happened to miss a third in the Canadian crisis that was called Built Something Tough. Perhaps Built Fjord Tough? I don't know. Years ago, during a battle against Dr. Destroyer, the first Until sub I designed, the Njord, was lost. I'd really like to do some analysis to determine how and why the Njord failed. It would certainly help me with subsequent sub-designs. If you can travel to the main part of the reef and collect pieces of the Njord, I'd be ever so grateful. The main reef has large yellow-coloured shelves. Just head west once you exit the Aegir. Okay. Hold on. That's an open world mission. Let's go do it. That doesn't tell me anything. Also, why is this a huge column of muddy brown? Magical constructions built by the Empyreans, a race of immortals who've been at war with Lemuria for tens of thousands of years. Break out the heavy artillery on this colossal construct and avoid basic attacks. And be sure to block, or you'll be drained of endurance, and then life. So this is the area in which that open world mission is supposed to take place. But there doesn't even seem to be a reset timer, so maybe that's only available once you actually get to Lemuria, like proper, not just the crisis. And there are 2 missions. Oh, and there's also a mission to pick up over there, the oxygen network. It looks like the Ignatium oxygenator pumps supplying air to the domes have been shut off. Those domes contain Lemurians loyal to Arvad, who are not in service of the Bleak Ones or have not undergone transformation into a vile lizard form. The enemies of Arvad have shut down Ignatium oxygenator pumps and seek to suffocate those who remain loyal to him. Turn those pumps back on, hero. Okay. Strife Aquatic, okay. Reference to Life Aquatic, very nice. The Lemurian rebels are becoming increasingly brutal in their attack against Arvad's followers. They are planting bombs around Lemuria's beautiful domed city. I don't know that that's beautiful. It's pretty blocky and dull, isn't it, really? Anyway. Intent on drowning any Lemurian who refuses to be transformed into water-breathing lizard's form. There's an S on the end of there for no reason. Save the innocent people before all that is left of Lemuria are foul servants of the dark gods known as the Bleak Ones. Okie dokie. Hey, technical issues. We've got to get these refugees out of here. An until submersible named the Minnow used to ferry refugees from the domed city of Lemuria to Aegir, or the Aegir. So, this is not very big. How many refugees per trip could you possibly be taking? During the Lemurian revolt, many peace-loving civilians are caught in the crossfire. We sent a small until submersible, the Minnow, down in Lemuria to help load refugees to bring back to the safety of the Aegir, can you provide them with protection? Technical issues. Look for the sub at one of the docking stations in Lemuria. So why am I getting the mission from the sub itself rather than someone aboard the Aegir? I mean, yes, sure, okay. Let's do the thing. And this is not an escort mission, at least. And oh no, it's not healed itself, and I don't have any healing powers. How long am I supposed to do this for? Oh, you're 12 o'clock. That's not helpful. That was another mission as well, just then. Oh, they go down deeper into the under the surface. Okay, so it's part escort quest, part, I don't know what it would be called. Point defense, I guess. Cool. Oh hey, I've leveled up. Can I gain anything new now? Ooh, purchase of power. Let's take electrical siphon as a second heal. Ranks and advantages. I want to upgrade the Geiger Bolt, and then I've got specializations to choose. I've only got 1 point left that I can't spend on anything. Oh well, no, there are things in the advantages that I can spend 1 point on, but nothing that's particularly useful for my character. What's this supposed to be? It's a bit horrible, isn't it? Oh, whoops. I thought I was taking the subject, not taking the mission. Okay, so Message for Dr. Banner aboard the Aegir. Boy, those Lemurians sure know how to design a submarine. I've been working on a new model myself, and I'd really like to get hold of some Lemurian steel shark submarines to see what makes them tick. If you take down a few, I'll send out an until submersible to collect the wreckage. You'll find steel sharks patrolling around the large domes within the city limits of Lemuria. Defeat 5 steel sharks. Ah, these things. That's not very much information, is it? It's got a laser beam on its head. Wow. Explosions underwater are serious business, because what they do is they create a vacuum within the water, and then so that does some damage. There's explosive force and a quantity of, super hot gases, fire. But then what really does damage underwater is the water crashing back to fill the space. And we were just point blank in something like that happening. Oh, are they are they planting a bomb? I don't want a Lemurian trident. I want to take the bomb off the glass. Whatever. We'll probably get a mission to stop them doing that at some point in the future. Now that I think about it. I would still like to be able to disable the bombs as I come across them outside of the mission. That I'm currently expecting to find later on. Why does it come over to us? Like, it has a ranged weapon. And its mouth part seems fixed, so why would it come right up to us? There isn't any reason that it should behave like an actual shark. Siphon, have I? There we go. Let's get the shark. Oh, wait, what? That is part of the mission. So why wasn't I able to interact with that bomb before? Could I only do that after I defeated the Lemurian steel sharks? It's just I definitely swam close to one of those bombs on the windows, and it didn't give me the option of interacting with it. Like, it definitely didn't flash at all. And I definitely had picked up the mission to take out steel sharks. Get in there. No. Oh, now we've got to defeat the bomb crafter. Okay. It's good of the game to tell us this stuff as it comes up. Oh, that's probably the guy in it. I don't know that I would call this yellow reef. Certainly not the edges here. I mean, this is Cheeto coloured, isn't it? This is like... This is orange. Maybe burnt ochre in the middle. But this is not yellow reef. Come on. I mean, this is more yellow here, sure. Okay, where's the next supply sub? Yeah. Is that it? Looking for all the world like a... No, that's not it. The nigiri's raw deal. It looks like the until submersible, the Nigiri, is trapped under some rocks here in the Great Reef. Its crew appears to be running low on air, so time is running out. Is this it? We've got to get out of here. I don't know how much longer our air is going to last. This isn't trapped under rocks. This is phased through a rock formation. We're getting low on oxygen. Okay, I don't know what you want me to do. No, okay. There's an object around somewhere. Why is it stuck? What's going on? How am I supposed to help it? Did I just lose the chance to do the water thingy quest? Water hazards. I think I did. Oh, find an oxygen tank. Oh, come on. You didn't tell me anything about that. Look along the bottom towards the southwest, southeast, or northeast. Oh, one of these things. Okay. You're just in time. I was sure we were goners. Submarine sandwiched. We've been picking up sonar signals from the Lemurians that are closing in on us. Can you provide some cover while we try and get the engine working? I don't know how that's going to help, given that you are phased into the rock. But sure. You've got it from here, have you? Well, well done on phasing through the stone. That's very impressive. Oh, now I'm in the right place to be able to do the water quest again. Oh, that's Bravo. Okay. So apparently to do the water hazards mission, you have to be on about the same level as the Aegir. For reasons. Do you reckon you could go a bit slower? Does that have a limited range to it or something? 25-foot sphere, so I need to apply negative ions, then get within 25 feet of the targets. I'm starting to wonder whether the build that I'm using is actually that good. Oh, it's even further in. Okay. Oh, there we are. This one's definitely in trouble. How many of these do we have to rescue and escort? Jesus, this is a lot of damage. Who the fuck else is attacking me? It's not just him, is it? How is he doing so much? Just on his own? jeez, there's more of them. Wow. They're almost fucked, aren't they? And it's supposed to be tough. I hope that was the last one. There's definitely enough space for our final ambush. Oh, Jesus. No, didn't manage it. Like, it might be possible solo, if not for the fact that they spawn in right on top of the sub instead of, you know, a small distance away, so you've got some warning. Ripper Swarm. Those looked astonishingly like piranha. And piranha, for those who don't know, are freshwater fish, not saltwater. So that's a bull honky. There's a lot of these things around, isn't there? Oh, that's going to be a mission, isn't it? Clean up these things. Strange, dangerous and deadly denizens of the deep sea. The best defense against these angry omnivores is to launch an area attack. Okay, makes sense. But it is a bit cheap saying there's strange and mysterious denizens of the deep sea. We don't know what they are. Mighty and magical, you'll need more than your basic attack to bring down this bewitched behemoth. Yeah, no doubt. Oh, hello. Found some friends. Oh yeah. swear there was a piece of... Oh, there we go. Almost enough anarchists. There's a bunch of revolutionaries over here. There are also people I need to take down. That's weird. I swear there's an object here. But I can't get past. There's some kind of barrier. Weird. Aha. Greetings, land dweller. I'm Balerath. They call me Balerath the Betrayer because I am loyal to Arvad and refuse to obey the dark gods known as the Bleak Ones, nor will I allow myself to be transformed into a barbaric lizard form. Thank you for assisting me in Lemuria's darkest hour. What brings you here, surface worlder? Have you come to assist us against the Bleak Ones? Yes. High-ranking Lemurian loyal to Arvad, who does not want to see Lemurians return to worship and servitude of the Bleak Ones. Called the Blasphemer by his enemies, Balerath has refused to be transformed into lizard form. Like all loyal to Arvad, Balerath embraces a human form and wants peace between Lemurians and human surface dwellers. The Lemurians in saurian form are the enemies. They were once humanoid like us, but when they pledged themselves to the Dark Ones and the Bleak Ones, they were transformed and stripped of all humanity. Now they serve the Bleak Ones and pursue a goal to eradicate humanity. Who are the Bleak Ones? In ancient Lemurian, they are called the Rastrinfar. They are ancient monsters of inchoate evil from a dark dimension known as the Clyphothic Realm. After sleeping for eons in the Clyphothic Realm, the Bleak Ones have awakened. They have offered power to Lemurians in exchange for service. They are turning Lemurians who agree to serve the Bleak Ones into a more powerful primordial form, which makes them stronger and a better conduit for Clyphothic magic. These lizard-form Lemurians aim to take over Lemuria. They intend to kill Arvad and take over the Mandragore. If they succeed, they could hold the entire world hostage, or destroy it. Strife Aquatic. I am not an emotional man, technical issues, but these tears I weep. They are tears of gratitude. Wouldn't it be awful if he had an itchy nose? He's got this big dome on his head. And he can't wipe away tears or scratch his ears or anything. The oxygen network. My exposure to humans has been limited. Tell me, are all land dwellers as noble and heroic as you? No. Sorry. Treasure beyond measure. The evil Lemurians serving the Bleak Ones want to eradicate all traces of Arvad's peaceful reign. They have desecrated our history, stealing our most precious Lemurian artifacts and scattering them across to the sea floor within the limits of the domed city. If you have the time and can recover them for us, we would be most grateful, Surface Dweller. Look for treasure chests. You'll likely find the artifacts within. Surface Dweller, your assistance is desperately required. The twisted Lemurian servants of the Bleak Ones have begun a ceremony to convert more of my people from humans to more water-breathing lizard Lemurians. We cannot allow this. This foul ceremony is taking place at the altar of worship, below Shelf's Edge near Arvad's palace. Sleep of treason. Within Lemuria, decadent Lemurians partake in an ancient ritual of imbibing a potion that allows them to live within their dreams. Servants of the Bleak Ones seek to war with us within our very dreams, and we must retrieve these potions before their plan reaches fruition. Seek out the sleeping dome within the domed city and collect the 2 potions found there. One is yellow and the other is pink. Okay. Let's see. Let's try doing this one more time and see whether we can manage to rescue Supply Sub Charlie. Because we managed the first 2. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. Why are they all hanging out on top of the sub? This is probably a bad move. Whoops. Master villain, tough. Oh, no, that's all of them. That's not what I wanted at all. No, okay, never mind. Oh, there's people outside. Helping in the fight. Okay, well, now that there are other people to pull attention, I reckon I can manage. I helped defend the sub. Ah, there's the next one. Bravo. Which is currently beset by assholes. They've reappeared. Is there going to be one more attack? Or is that it? No, looks like that's it. Okay. Quite sure how I managed to create storm clouds underwater, but I won't question it. Whoops, pulled too many. Let's not bother anymore. Where's the attack going on top of the ship? But we will continue trying to do water hazards. I mean, it might actually just be necessary to leave it and come back when I'm higher level, and these guys aren't such a threat to me, so that I can pull all the attention and just kind of tank the damage. Oof, that's a lot of damage. Stop that. No, it got destroyed. And this is even less able to defend itself than I am. Alright, let's try and do that another time when I'm higher level. Got a bunch of hand-ins aboard the Aegir, and then we'll probably get more missions outside, but this will help level us up. Thanks, technical issues. I just got what was left of those subs, and boy did you do a number on them. Fortunately, I was able to dissect their inner workings, and I feel I have enough data to drastically improve my submarine design. Thank you. Good to know. Good job keeping the nigiri covered while they got it moving again. That was close. Built Njord tough. Ah, great. You've collected those pieces. Let's have them then. Chasing the sea dragons. Some of the missiles left over from the Njord were destroyed by Dr. Destroyer. After the Njord was destroyed by Dr. Destroyer, we are still... No, hold on. Some of the missiles left over after the Njord was destroyed by Dr. Destroyer are still sitting on the sea floor. Sensors indicate the ordnance is deathly radioactive, so getting them back here to the Aegir may be difficult, even for a tough superhero like you. The old missiles are sitting in a small nook just south of Arvad's temple, but be careful. It might be safer for you to return the missiles one at a time. After you bring them back here, just drop them in the waste disposal device to my right. Your left. I knew those big tubes that were leaking green stuff were going to be relevant. Good work, superhero. There's a lot of peaceful Lemurians who are lucky a hero like you cared enough to lend a hand against these violent rebels. Commotion in the ocean. Nice. The dark magic of the bleak ones corrupts all that it comes into contact with, and if the Lemurian rebels have their way, soon all of Lemuria will be fouled by ancient, blackest magic. You can help stem the tide by taking back some of the bleak one idols some of the Lemurians are carrying. Bring them back to me, and I will see that they are destroyed. Our first mate Carl Norum has fled into the ocean with a watertight case filled with important Until intelligence documents. We think he might be hiding in the cave network of the Undying Reef. We can't allow that intelligence to fall into the hands of Lemurian rebels, or, even worse, the bleak minions. Check the caves to the west of the Aegir that are connected to the Great Reef. terror beneath the waves. Technical issues. We've got a serious problem. An aggressive shark named Bloodfin has... Why do you need a comma there? An aggressive shark named Bloodfin has been attacking our research vessels down near Arvad's palace. The few that have seen this shark and lived to tell its tale all say that it's very large and can swallow a grown man whole. Look for Bloodfin near Arvad's palace in the far northwest of the Undying Reef. Sounds like fun. Dr. Jacques Tamakata. Now, I haven't watched The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, but this guy looks a lot like that guy. Particularly the hat and the beard, well, sideburns. Good to see you. Technical issues. My name is Dr. Jacques Tamakata, and I am the Aegir's chief oceanographer. Don't let the natural beauty of the Undying Reef fool you. It is a wondrous place, but it can also be deadly. Fine control. Sea slug search. That's chief oceanographer aboard the Until nuclear submarine, the Aegir, assigned to monitor the ecosystem of the Undying Reef. Okay. Oops, no. The Empyreans have been warring with the Lemurians for centuries. They've mined the area above Lemuria, and it's hindering our efforts to save refugees. If you could get out there and disarm the mines before any of them are detonated, we would all be very much indebted to you. The mines are pretty hard to miss. Just enter the ocean and look to the north. They are floating above the domed city of Lemuria. Hurry. Surely if it were that easy, the Lemurians would have disarmed the mines already. We've prepared a special science submersible, the Sea Slug, to take sensor readings around the Undying Reef. Unfortunately, attacks by Lemurians make it impossible for the Sea Slug to continue its mission. Could you possibly spare some of your valuable time to help technical issues? Look for the Sea Slug in the southwestern portion of the zone, past the Great Reef and far south of Arvad's palace. Okay. Is there anyone else? No. Okay. Now, this one's doing first because it's got the shortest timer. I know I only need 3, but this is a lot of nuclear warheads, and it's not appreciably reducing my health. So let's head back. I did notice before, but I forgot to mention, they are obviously capable of creating light effects that you can move through, well, swim through in this case, but you can move through. So why they couldn't do this for the lights in... Oops, hello. That mission before. I've still got more warheads. What am I supposed to do with them? Alright, well, look, let's just pretend that this is me disposing of them correctly. I mean, they only last for 15 minutes, but I'm going to be doing other fighting after now. Yeah, as well hand this in since I'm right next to him. Thank you for retrieving those Sea Dragon missiles, and I hope you don't suffer any adverse effects from the radiation. In the meantime, would you mind not standing quite so close to me? Fleet weaken, and nobody's fuel. The Lemurians have been launching attacks on us from their domed city of Lemuria via submarines that they keep docked at their refueling hubs. If we could somehow get them while they were unmanned and disable them, we might finally be able to put a stop to the Lemurian rebels' plans. There are 3 fueling stations scattered around the city of Lemuria. Look for a tall structure with a fueling probe at its apex. We're having a hard time getting this Lemurian rebellion under control now that rebels have taken control of the Lemurian submarine fleet. But we can strike a blow by taking out their refueling stations down in the domed city of Lemuria. The submarines at their stations should be unmanned, but it might be a better idea to disable them first. There are 3 fueling stations scattered around the city of Lemuria. Look for a tall structure with a fueling probe at its apex. Okie dokie. So there was another mission with a timer. This one. Disable the mines, okay. I don't know why it needs a timer. I mean, they're not going anywhere. Those guys are well, so I was going to say flying. Swimming awfully close to this mine here. That seems rather ill-advised. Right, so I imagine that this is going to be a refueling station, since it's a tower with a thingamy on the top. Did I pull a second sub? Yes, I did. Oh right, you just destroy it. Okay. Target and destroy it. Fair enough. He is going to be a mission objective at some point because he's got a name. Go. Gather artifacts. Seems a little bit lazy of them. Are these artifacts? It's a something. That's a crafting node, so I probably... yeah. That's not helpful. That's a crafting node for a different crafting skill that I don't have. These are just shells hanging out that I can't pick up. Here's the thing. Go away. No one likes you. Oh, hey, two of them. There we go. Here. But can we get in? Do we get in through the top? Like, this is the location for the mission. To get sleeping potions or whatever. Oh, it's open. The thing's just left open. Okay. That's convenient. Didn't I say there was pink and yellow potions? Neither of these have a colour. Oh, they're all woken up now. Whoops. Is this supposed to be a yellow one? Yes, okay. I mean, it's really more green. And the pink one was more yellow, purple. But sure, whatever. Alright. That's it for missions around here. We've got a couple more over here. And some hand-ins. But it is 11 o'clock. So I will return to the sub. And hand in the missions I've got here. And call it a night, I think. You did us a great favour disarming those mines, technical issues. You've probably saved a lot of lives too. Sensors on the sea shelf. Construct deconstruction. We placed an array of sensors along shelf's edge a few weeks ago to test oceanic pressure and temperature. Something's happened and they've stopped sending us the valuable data we need. Would it be possible for you to head down there and reboot the sensors? I'm afraid the area is too dangerous to send an until submersible, so I require superheroic assistance. To search shelf's edge, exit the Aegir and head west past the Great Reef. It's just before Arvad's palace. We've discovered some of those Empyrene constructions give off a toxic emission after they're disabled. I need to see how much this toxin is harming the ecosystem, but Lemurians won't let me close enough to get a scan. Would you be able to do this for me? I hate to bother you, but an entire ocean ecosystem is at stake. You should be able to find one of these close to the domed city of Lemuria. Just exit the Aegir and swim north. Okay, hand this in. Fantastic technical issues. Those Lemurian submarines have been a real thorn in our side up till now. Great work, technical issues. Taking out those few refueling hubs will really put a crimp in the plans of those murderous Lemurian rebels. Okay, and there's another mission from this guy. Oh, 2 new missions. My comms officer just delivered a message from Major Lark on Monster Island. Lark is with Project Stargazer. They keep the Earth safe from alien threats. The Qlar are up to something on Monster Island and Lark requested your assistance. Apparently you have experience dealing with the Qlar. True. We did a bunch against them during the tutorial. This is sending us back to Monster Island, so I guess we'll pick it up. Trouble is stirring in colder climes. I just received a message from the constable at Force Station Steelhead. One of the station's choppers was forced down in an area swarming with hostile Sasquatch. The constable would like some superpowered assistance if you have the time to spare. And this is sending us to Canada, so I mean, I guess, sure. Okay, well, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you for coming along. I hope you've had a good time. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.